What's going on, my friends? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update today, and what we're going to be looking at is Bitcoin on the weekly time frame. So each candle is going to represent 1 week. I want to talk about a little bit of this retracement that we've been dealing with here. So we went from about 124,000, 125,000 down to $110,000 right now. We're currently testing the 20-week simple moving average, and that's going to be in green. That's one that it's a nice guide for us when we're really trending, but once we start to get these retracements, the moving average that I like to look at the most for support is this 50-week moving average. This is the one that we found support off for both major corrections that we've dealt with, and this was back in 2024 here, and then also in 2025 we've had 30% corrections. And now what we're looking at here, guys, is to see if we have to retrace or correct down into this 50-week simple moving average, which right now is around $97,000. The reason I'm saying this is first due to the weakness that I'm seeing here. So number one, we're starting to get a weekly MACD cross to the downside. So we're still up above the zero line, which is good. That's what we want to see. We've been up above the zero line since March of 2023. So everything's fine with being above the zero line, but we are starting to get this cross to the downside, our blue line crossing down through the orange line. And the previous times when this happened here, we went into roughly about a 3 to 6 month correction right in this range. Then we had the cross down again right over in this range. Now this one did not last as long. Let's check out the date for you. So this lasted roughly about 77 days. And now you can see we're starting to get that retracement again. So we're starting to get that cross to the downside. You can see negative divergence here. Chaikin money flow is still good at a positive 0.23, and then our lazy bear squeeze, we have started to get into the darker green territory, which sometimes can show that you're losing a little bit of momentum. So stepping back and taking a look at this here, another point I wanted to make to you guys is the fact of the volume. This is one that's been bothering me for a while here. These last couple pushes that we've really had to the upside, they have not come on big volume like we had back in this range. This was a solid push. Back in this range was a solid push with volume, and now what you can see is the volume's really been tapering off, and that's both to the bullish and the bearish side. This correction that we've been dealing with here is also on weaker volume, so more so just moving sideways right now. And if we are to go a little bit lower, you can see we have these wicks up top. So this is kind of similar. It's not exactly textbook of a horn top. A horn top is typically when you have these wicks like this and it's a week apart, weekly candles apart. This it's about 3 candles apart. But still you can see how we tried to push up through that 124 and we failed. We tried again and we failed. So that might show that we have to go a little bit deeper, find a base, and then try to get back up through this with heavier volume. That's the most important thing, is that we need to have this volume along with the moves that we're having. If we take a look at our Lux algo, right now you can see this area from 100,000 to 110,000 is a potential area for buys. Right here you can see some buying pressure coming in, so that's an area that we're going to look at to see if we can hold and then continue this move to the upside. Now in my opinion, guys, I think we are getting closer, but I do not think the bull run is over yet for Bitcoin. That would be my best opinion. You can see these wicks kind of look similar to what we were having back in this range. Same deal when we pushed up back over here. It was on lighter volume. But I still don't think BlackRock, the whales, are done with where they have pushed Bitcoin to. I'm still going to stick to around that 125 to 150 range, right in that territory for Bitcoin. I hope we do end up going much higher, but that's the area that I'm looking at. Now, if we get into the technicals for Bitcoin. So last time we looked at this on the monthly, the weekly, and the daily, we were all bullish. So let's start on the 1 month time frame. We still have a bullish buy. We have a 4 sell, an 8 neutral, and 12 buy, and this is just going to calculate all your oscillators and your moving averages together, give you a neutral symbol, a sell, or a buy. If we get into the 1 week time frame, we're still a buy. So the big movers here, the weekly time frame and the monthly time frame, we're still a buy. We have a 4 sell, a 10 neutral, and a 12 buy. The thing that's changed here now, we're getting into the daily time frame, and we have just now flipped into a sell signal. So a little bit shorter term sell signal here. We have a 14 sell, a 9 neutral, and a 3 buy. And then if we get into the 1 hour, we also have a sell. So the shorter term time frames, we have a sell. The longer term time frames, we still have a buy. And one mistake that I used to make in the past is I would look at candles up here like this, guys, or this bearish engulfing candle, a really big one here on heavier volume, and I'd go, man, that must be it. That must be the top, just looking at candles. But what you really have to look at are these moving averages and the trend that has already been in place. The easiest way for price to go is the path of least resistance, and right now that is still up for Bitcoin. Yes, we still may have a correction down into this 50-week simple moving average, but I still believe the easiest direction in the trend for Bitcoin right now is still up. We're still setting higher highs and higher lows. And so far, guys, besides this volume, main things that are bothering me, like we talked about, the volume, the wicks up here, those are some of the things that are getting to me just a little bit, and then that cross to the downside on the weekly time frame for Bitcoin as well on the MACD. But overall, I think we need to be patient. It would be nice if Bitcoin could just go sideways for a while here, while altcoins potentially could get some run. See if Ethereum can get into blue sky breakouts. We got in just slightly for a moment, and then we gave it back up. But we're going to see, guys. In my opinion, I still think we're going to go a little bit higher for Bitcoin here, but there could be some volatility in the weeks to come. So that's best advice I can give you. Just stay calm out there, guys, and never be afraid if you're in great profits to take a little bit off the table as well. It'll help you sleep better at night. So God bless each and every one of you. Take care, my friends.